All right, let's go take a look at the Grizzly. See what we got going on. So here's the Grizzly. Got her in last night. She's all thawed down. Getting ready to do the first oil change. I think my old Grizzly was 20 hours or 200 miles, and these newer Grizzlies are 150 hours or 150 miles or 15 hours, which I'm getting pretty close to that. So I'll put a little more time on her, and then I'm going to do the oil change. I've been kind of waiting because I'm going to be doing the slug kit to the wet clutch, so might as well just time that with the oil change. It's always a good idea to replace this nut. This holds the wet clutch carrier to the crankshaft. I've reused this before, but I'm a little older, a little wiser. I'm going to replace it this time. It's probably a good idea. Slippery washers for the secondary clutch. Got the EPI Gold secondary spring. I've got a shim kit here. I'm gonna play around with this and see what I like. I've used one before. I've used 0.5. I've used 0.7. I've done 0.2 on my Viking. This machine is a little bit different than, I don't know what all they've changed, but the gearing definitely feels, or at least the clutching feels different on this compared to the stock 14 with 25. So I don't know what the baseline, where we're starting at with this, so I'll have to play around with it a little bit and get it dialed in. I've got these overdrive weights. I've never used these before, so I'm not sure if I'm going to try them or not, or if I'm just going to run the stock ones for now. Every weight combination I've played around with, I've always ended up going back to the stock weights just because I like to keep my cruising speed. I like to pot around at 30 or so miles an hour and not be too high in the RPMs. So we'll see. We'll play around with the weights to see what we come up with. This is the machine sheave. The weight channels are machined as well. These are really cool. This is a really good upgrade for any Grizzly or King Quad. If you want to lower the gear ratio and also change the clutching profile throughout the RPM range, and even in some cases you can either keep your top end or lose minimal top end, or even in other situations, depending on how you set it up, you can gain top end if you have the power to do so. I'm not really concerned with speed too much. I don't push these things too much. I just don't want to I don't want to be cruising at 30, 40 miles an hour and be 6,000, 7,000 RPM. So mainly my goal is just to lower the gear ratio to turn bigger tires. Not these, obviously. These are going away. I've got a different set of tires over here. These are 28-inch ITP Mega Mayhems. I love these tires. I had the same set in 27-inch size on my last Grizzly. 1.5-inch lug. They last forever, and I actually got these used on Marketplace. A guy had them on his side-by-side, less than 200 miles, and for $400 I couldn't pass it up. I mean, these tires brand new are, I want to say they're like almost $800, or maybe even a little over 800. It's been a long time since I bought them, but $400 I couldn't pass it up. So I haven't decided if I'm going to put those tires on these wheels, or if I'm just going to get a new set of wheels and then I'll put these wheels and tires on my Kodiak, because the Kodiak is currently running the stock limited edition 12-inch wheels with the Dunlop tires that came off my 14 Grizzly, and they're not the best tire for going through the mud and swamp, and they're okay for trail riding and stuff, but I think I'm going to end up putting this wheel and tire package on the Kodiak. I'll get a new set of wheels to go with those 28s, and I'll put them on here. And then, I'll post another video when I get tearing into it and do the clutch install and do the oil change, and that's it for now.